Myself, yeah, might have done something like that, but we need the magic from Derek today. Hibs need the magic from Derek today to go Stewart in the middle of the park, and obviously Driver and Nadi up front. They've really got a solid team now. And they do have genuine width about them these days, Hearts, don't they? Because although they play with just the one striker, yep, Obua and Driver can give a threat down both sides.
That's right. And in the Clydesdale Bank Premier League on Inside the SPL, that's Friday at 6. Hearts hope to further twist the knife into their Edinburgh rivals in this third derby of the season. They're 12 points ahead of Hibs going into this one. Live coverage coming up. 21-year-old Hibs defender. Hearts haven't lost in their last 5 games against Hibs. If they can stretch that unbeaten run in the derby, they'll retain or maybe even increase a 12-point SPL lead over their capital rivals. And they would move a significant step closer to a place in Europe. The Easter Road action is must-see. If you haven't signed up with us yet, here's what to do right now. Press the red button, online, setanta.com, phone 08712 003322. In the Republic of Ireland, it's 0818 20 30 40. Derby Day in Edinburgh with Scott Booth and Ian Crocker.
Here we go then with the 249th League Derby between Hibs and Hearts, a rivalry spanning over 120 years. Hibs make one change in the side that won at Hamilton. Skipper Rob Jones returns from a calf injury, so Sol Bamba switches to right back to replace Darren McCormack. There's an Edinburgh Derby debut for Dinesh Arosha, who was Sharda Laszlo's captain at Ferencváros. Stephen Fletcher scored in the second minute of the October derby here and was sent off against Hearts in January, also here. Ian Murray makes the bench after 7 games out with a groin problem.
And Hibs have mixed up their formation in the past, but seem to have settled into a 4-4-2 under Mixu Paatelainen. Sol Bamba has needed to be flexible, having played midfield and centre-half. He now slots in on the right of defence, possibly in an attempt to cancel out the athletic Obua on the Hearts left, if that's the side that he plays. Goals are also hard to come by for Hibs, but it's not always the problem. The strikers, the midfield, must chip in with a few and create. O'Brien and Riordan come into that bracket. He'll need to deliver today if a home win is on the cards. And that said, with only 13 goals between them, Nish and Fletcher will know they must find the net more frequently, maybe starting today.
Hearts also make one change from their last game against Motherwell. Christian Nade is back to lead the line. Adrian Moroviec drops to a bench that also includes Marius Zaliukas, who's available after a 4-match ban. Bruno Aguiar scored a free kick here on his long-awaited comeback in October. It's Michael Stewart's 7th Edinburgh derby for Hearts. He also played in 7 for Hibs. Andy Driver is Hearts' top scorer this season, though only with 5. Larry Kingston heads the casualty list.
Well, Hearts play a sort of 4-5-1, come 4-3-3. Has its emphasis on being well organised defensively, but at the same time has good penetration from wide areas through Obua and Driver. And in central midfield, Aguiar will take the highest line in support of Nade. Stewart must then work out how he can dictate things in possession. Defensively, they're very strong, third best in the SPL, and have that extra shield in Palazuelos.
Well, these great Edinburgh rivals come together for the 4th time this season. Both previous league encounters were drawn. Hearts knocked Hibs out of the Scottish Cup here, although Hibs would like it to be known that they had 10 men for most of that game. The last couple of Edinburgh derbies haven't been great compared to some thrillers in recent years. Hibs and Hearts owe their fans a game today. And Derby Day in Edinburgh brings potential for agony and ecstasy. Defeat unthinkable. Victory, on the other hand, would feel pretty unbelievable. Edinburgh brimming with tourists as usual this weekend, and with rugby fans today, but for the locals, this is the only show in town.
Yeah, and let's hope we do get a show. A while back, this fixture came up trumps, had just about everything. But then the last couple of matches, I think, have let most people down. And I think that today, maybe today, the Scotland manager looking on, we have a chance of a few goals. That said, we have to look at the way that Hearts play, and the Hearts have played that way all season, very, very tight, and it's worked for them. Third spot in the SPL is no mean feat with all the problems they've had. The loss of players and new players coming in. Of course, Hibs have definitely underachieved this season. So looking forward to maybe an open match. I think it's more in favour of Hibs to come out and really attack it. I think Hearts will be quite happy with a point. 5 points clear of Dundee United. I'm looking forward to a good match.
Well, there's another Glasgow derby tomorrow, the Co-op Cup final at Hampden Park. There's another Edinburgh derby here today, but can you ever get enough of such derbies? Not really. Hearts have been in pretty decent recent form. 5 points clear in third place, looking good for a crack at UEFA's new Europa League next season, as the UEFA Cup will become. Robbie Nilsson has taken over the captaincy after the departure of Christophe Berra to Wolves. And Hibs are joining them now, clinging on a bit to a top 6 place just now on goal difference from Motherwell, but with the split looming large, they need to find some form in what's generally been a bit of a disappointing season for Hibs.
Yeah, it definitely has been. They've not really managed to kick on under Mixu Paatelainen. A lot of changes there, mind you, that's not easy. But Hearts at the moment, not just because they are third in the SPL, but because if you look at their side, right up front there, Robbie Nilsson, Michael Stewart, you've got players in there with real character. I think that definitely helps when you're trying to push towards Europe.
Okay then, gentlemen, all the best, enjoy the game.
Scotland's capital city is bursting with passion today. It's a city divided by football, by history, by tradition. You are either Hibs or Hearts in this part of the world. Nothing else matters. Well, Stephen Fletcher had an eventful time of it against Hearts here this season. He scored against them after just 78 seconds in October and was sent off against them after 31 minutes in January. What next for Fletcher? Christian Nade is hardly a free-scoring striker, but he has scored against Hibs a couple of times. He is a powerful presence. His ability to hold the ball up could be integral today. On Derby Day in Edinburgh, there are usually a few villains of the piece. Michael Stewart starts off as one, having played for Hearts, then Hibs, and then Hearts again. And is he bothered? No, not in the slightest. Derek Ryden has often relished these occasions. 5 Edinburgh Derby goals to his name, 4 of them here at Easter Road. Can he make an impression today in this most fiery of fixtures? It's Mixu Paatelainen's 5th Edinburgh Derby as a manager. He's yet to win one. It's Shaba Laszlo's 4th Edinburgh Derby. He's yet to lose one. It's also Charlie Richmond's 4th Edinburgh Derby. He may be due an Oldham game soon. He was in charge of St Mirren's Scottish Cup victory over Celtic last week. Hearts will kick us off, and it's not just 3 points they're playing for today. There is a heck of a lot more riding on this. The first game of this SPL Saturday, and they can't wait to get at each other. Scores to settle, duels to be won, bragging rights up for grabs. And we are due an entertaining Edinburgh encounter.
Yeah, I think even more so for the fact that Hibs, having won the last SPL match, want to build momentum, certainly stay in the top 6 and get back challenging again for Europe.
Lee Wallace, the SPL's Young Player of the Month, and he's immediately taken out by the Hungarian Rosa, who is the only player amongst the starting 22 who hasn't experienced an Edinburgh Derby before. Bruno Aguiar, who scored a dream free kick here in October. Bamba dealing with the threat of Palazuelos. Robbie Nilsson got rather bogged down, but here is Palazuelos for Abua. Abua taking on Stevenson. Ryden doubles up. It's a straight pass from the Ugandans, and Stephen Fletcher is able to pounce on it. Hibs must be feeling they are due a result against their neighbours. They've only won one of the last 9 Edinburgh derbies, and that's a little too unbalanced for their liking. He played in a few and scored a hat-trick in that famous 6-2 game. Sorry, Hearts fans, for mentioning that so early. Nielsen's throw. Aguiar, turned away by Jones. Abua. Aguiar. Bob Jones returning from a calf problem, which kept him out of the last match at Hamilton. Nade, back for Hearts. Wallace, Aguiar. Driver, ready to deliver. Turned away by Jones again. And the Hibs captain meets it once more. This is a positive start from Hearts. On a very windy day in the Scottish capital. Driver taking on Bamba, passed him with ease. Stewart! Just wide from Michael Stewart. And that would have been some start for Hearts and some moment for him.
Well, it's already been some start for Hearts. Taking the game right to Hibs. Driver, excellent play again on the left-hand side. Michael Stewart, slots away, he just ghosts in here. Just tries to side-foot it. Zamatulski's near post, but very good start from Hearts. They have such great width on both sides. Abua, Driver. And the benefit is they can mix that up as well. Both players can play on either side. Today I just think maybe Abua up against Stevenson. His height will certainly work in that department. And Driver against Bamba, well, we saw already there. The Driver's got a pace. And he's also got something different in his locker, and I'm not sure if Bamba can cope with that. We'll find out.
Held up by Fletcher. Just imagine if Michael Stewart had scored there against his former club. That would have gone down well. Not with the majority. Rankin. It's not the worst. It had to be dealt with by Egert Jonsson. O'Brien and Driver atoned for his original error in losing the ball by nabbing it back.
Certainly a very good shape about the Hearts side. Created, of course, by Jabba Laszlo. Good feedback from the players on that manager. Certainly with Aguiar sitting in behind Nade. Gives him someone creative just in behind the big striker. As we saw, Michael Stewart knows how to time his runs. They're good wide players, an excellent defence. So it's not a bad side, really. And that shows third place in the SPL at the moment should be no surprise.
Rob Jones. Nade was closing in. Palazuelos leaves it. Stewart shrugging off Fletcher's challenge. Grossly overhit. Chris Hogg. Bamba switching to right back for this derby, helped on by Nish. Wallace, Nade. It's a poor layoff from Nade. And the flag is up, offside against Stephen Fletcher.
Yeah, it looked like he timed his run. Well, I'll tell you what, if you look at that one there, it's a good angle. Fletcher was hard done by. Certainly Hibs are going with more like a 3 up front at times, with Ryden on the left hand side, right up in support of Nish and Fletcher. But what that will mean is it's going to be difficult in there for Rocha and Rankin. Normally against Aguiar, Stewart and Palazuelos. I think that's an area where Hearts can make significant progress.
Driver! Stevenson relieved to send it on its way. Here's Robbie Nilsson though. Hearts encouraged by the start they've made. Abua. Rankin nipped in, but here is Stewart. And a high boot from Rocha. Aguiar. Driver begging for the ball out on the left. Stewart. Abua. Nilsson. Nade. Oh, he skipped away from Jones. And it required Chris Hogg to come across and keep Aguiar company.
Always good play though from Hearts. What they are doing well is in midfield, when they get in possession, they're feeding Nade there as quickly as they possibly can, and when you play the one up front, that's so important. The driver on the left hand side, already been involved.
Hearts haven't lost a league derby at Easter Road for almost 3 years now. No wonder their fans have turned out in force, around 3,500 of them. At the end that Hearts are defending in this first half. Karapidas, driver for Palazuelos. Wallace settling for a throw. Hearts third in the table, Hibs sixth, and there are 12 points between them at the moment. Hibs would like to see that go to 15, that's for sure. O'Brien. Ryden unaware that Nilsson was steaming in. Wallace grappling with Bamba, who got a toe in. Fletcher now releasing Ryden, and this is a bit better for Hibs. Stevenson arriving on the scene, overlapping now. It's created a bit of room for Ryden, and it battered off the post. It looked like it was heading into the top corner for a moment from Derek Ryden.
Oh, what an effort! I was looking right down the throat at this one, and he controls it so well. Good overlapping run to create the space, and it's not an absolute blast. There's real power in it, but there's real control as well. It just hits off the outside of the stanchion. Excellent play from Rowden.
A warning shot from Derek Ryden, and what a shot.
Yeah, and what you lack in organisational sense, you get in creativity and the surprise element.
Stewart, Aguiar, Abua available. Nade. Chris Hogg managed to sneak in front of Nade. Late challenge from Aguiar, brings a free kick for Hibs.
What set that attack up for Rowden was great play initially from Fletcher, coming very, very deep, taking the ball in and turning and feeding Rowden. That's important when you're playing three, or more or less three up front. The movement, the ability to change places, and that can cause Hearts problems.
Bamba. Forlorn chase for Alan O'Brien. It is rather blustery at Easter Road. Nish. Jones. Up towards Fletcher, who stumbled. Karapidas takes charge. Aguiar. Abua. Palazuelos. Wallace for Driver. Hearts, a team in form, 3 wins in 4, and they drew the other one, so 10 points out of 12. Hibs toiling a little of late, although they did manage a victory in their last match against Hamilton Accies. Nielsen, Abua, Aguiar. Nade is calling for it. It's over his head, and the flag is up for offside.
It's not bad for the away side, that 65-35 possession in favour of them. It's because of the short, sharp passing in midfield, keeping the ball there.
Hibs coming into it. Russia's long throw, sent back in his direction by Jonsson. Stevenson. Abua for Stewart. Hearts unbeaten in the last 5 Edinburgh derbies. Hibs desperate to bring that run to an end today. Russia. It's not bad for Alan O'Brien. Promising. O'Brien in for Fletcher! And it's in! It's a cracking start for Hibs! Stephen Fletcher, for the second time this season, scores against Hearts at Easter Road. And he usually has an eventful time against them.
Well, it just shows you football's not all about possession. Sucker punch here for Hearts. Fletcher though gets so lucky. It's lovely play from Rocha, opens the game out. O'Brien gets, I think he waits too long but doesn't, because he delivers such a perfect cross. And Fletcher, it hits his shoulder, simple as that. He mistimes it, he's going the opposite side of Bala. And the goalkeeper, because he thinks he's going to hit it, clearly, when he doesn't, he's caught further forward. It's a piece of luck for the home side. But nevertheless, 1-0 up.
That's a strange goal. Stephen Fletcher hadn't scored in Edinburgh derby prior to this season, but got one back in October, has one now, and also saw red against them in the Scottish Cup in January when Hearts came here and won. Hearts will consider themselves unfortunate, but Andrew Driver is seeking an immediate response. Nade was in the box and the cross was heavy anyway.
It's great play initially from Rocha to find O'Brien, and you can just see the striker mistimes it, but that does happen. He's in the right place. From a Hearts point of view, wasn't the best defending. They were opened up a little bit just from one pass, but Mixu Parline doesn't care.
It's only Fletcher's 8th goal of the season. Patelainen hoping that a large chunk of his goals will come in what remains of the campaign. Patelainen looking for his first Edinburgh derby victory as a manager. He didn't win too many as a player either, just 3 out of 11. But a perfect start for him, especially after Hearts had seen so much of the ball. Fortunate header, but Hibs will take that as they look to secure a top 6 position before the split. And it's looking like it's going to be fairly anxious for them, with Motherwell breathing down their necks. Free kick, Hibs.
Well, that's got to stun Hearts a little bit, that one. They looked comfortable in possession. We had the one effort from Riordan. But apart from that, we'd started well. Just shows you a couple of pieces of brilliance. One from Rocha, great ball in from O'Brien, and a little bit of luck. 1-0 up.
Charlie Richmond keeping a close eye on proceedings, and thus delaying this free kick from Rankin. It's not great. Looking quick to offer an apology for the quality of the free kick.
Well, Hibs have been looking for someone creative in midfield, and look at this pass. Unbelievable ball that. O'Brien in acres of room as well. Wallace tries to get across, just doesn't get close enough, but then the ball is superb. And from there, it was all about Fletcher trying to get something on it. It wasn't his head, it was his shoulder.
Palazuelos. Sabatowski able to smother. A moment's hesitancy, but it was always favourite to get there first.
I just thought Driver with his pace, if he'd kept going, he did stop a little bit, may have got there.
Free kick's been given against Karapidis. Catching Nish, I think it is.
Well, I don't see that as a free kick at all. The Hibs get one. It's a fair bit out, but Riordan made an attempt to just dink it in. They could take it short, but I think now they've got the big men up, and Jones will try and find him.
Jones, Nish and Fletcher to aim for Derek Riordan. He fancies one of his squigglers. John Rankin pulled off against Celtic. So an early setback for Hearts after they'd started so well. Plenty of time though for things to change dramatically.
Yeah, Michael Stewart had that chance. It wasn't really a clean-cut one. Apart from that, didn't really put Hibs under real pressure, but certainly had possession.
Palazuelos. Jonsson. Nade. Taken away from him by Rocha. Fletcher pushed over by Egert Jonsson. It's another free kick for Hibs, and Hearts a little rattled.
It's just clumsy from Jonsson. There's one go there. And just later, takes Fletcher down.
Well, this is in a promising position for Hibs. It's a decent delivery. Will it get one? Rankin, it's fizzing in there! And Rob Jones was lurking. A little look at the referee. Maybe he might have been held, but didn't seem too much in it.
It's a great ball in. It's got pace. Difficult for the goalkeeper to come, but eventually it got there. And Jones trying to get on the end of it. Under serious pressure from Jonsson.
Driver. Bamba has won the ball. Terrific tackle that. Oh, mistake though! And Christian Nade, surely! Sabatowski has bailed out his man there by forcing it away for a corner.
Just as well, the goalkeeper was alert. Bamba did well initially. A very good tackle from Driver, but then an aberration. All he's got to do is clear his lines, the full-back. He puts his goalkeeper under serious pressure. He's not used to playing there, but I think he'll be told now, just get it out.
Well, he showed his good and his bad side in a matter of seconds. See how windy it is, especially in the open corners of Easter Road. Aguiar takes it. Wallace taking his time, and he was caught late by Alan O'Brien. Charlie Richmond hasn't seen this yet. He has now.
Slightly late, but I don't think any real intent there. Christian Nadi doesn't score too many goals. Andy Driver's a top scorer for Hearts. He was presented a chance there. Zamatowski did well, but he still fancies a striker in that position. Maybe just a flick over the goalkeeper, but he doesn't have that in his locker.
Should be scoring, really. He thinks so. Plenty of passion from Shaba Laszlo, as per usual.
Yeah, I think he's saying there, just have a go. Try and get a shot on target. Either try and flick it over the goalkeeper or just go with power. He did neither.
Bamba rather relieved that nothing came of his mistake. Stewart. Didn't catch it right. Lee Wallace returns. Bamba got away with his error.
As I said earlier, he's played midfield in a sitting position. Centre half is his natural position, and today he's moved across to right back.
The wind giving Zamatowski a bit of an issue. It's only the fourth goal Hibs have scored in the last 9 Edinburgh derbies. They're in the hunt for another one though. Riordan lift that so over the bar. He's had a couple of goes now.
Again, Rocha in midfield. Another very, very good pass. You just know that Riordan's going to have a go here, left or right, doesn't mind. Rob Jones was complaining. He thought he was being held, and he's maybe got an argument there as well. Johnson, Karapidis. They've both got a hold of him at one stage.
Yeah, there was only 2 of them holding him. Hearts are going to be forced into a change, and it's a big blow for them because Andy Driver has a problem and is going to have to go off. Sal Mikalunas set to replace him, and that is a big blow. Here is Driver though, and he's offside actually, so he won't be able to make a farewell contribution. They're just going to check his welfare, but apparently he has a hamstring worry, and Mikalunas is stripped off, and that is a major problem.
Yeah, that's a real blow, especially because it is a hamstring problem. Certainly won't be able to continue if he's tweaked it at all. It'll just make it worse. He's going to be important to Hearts over the coming months.
Kick has been given against Fletcher, even though he's come off worse. Peters has got it.
Karapidis just catching him.
So Mikalunas will be on for Driver in a moment. So a real shame for Hearts and for neutrals, because he seems set to be one of the game's prominent players. Hibs might be quite glad to see the back of him, mind you. And that change will happen now. So Andy Driver has lasted a mere 25 minutes. In his place comes Sal Mikalunas, who recently returned to action after 3 months out with a knee injury. Not the most popular player in town.
It certainly mean that Hearts don't have quite as much width as they would with Driver on the side. I don't know quite what to expect from Mikkel Yunus. It will mean, I would imagine, that Abua will move to the left-hand side and Mikkel Yunus to his more favourable right.
Hearts have got to get on with it, but that is a serious loss for them. Driver with a hamstring problem. Time for the ice pack. Fletcher, Karapidis, Busher, fancying the throw. He has got a long one in his locker. We've seen it already. Longish towards Nish. Karapidis grappling with Nish, and the Hibs fans less than impressed with that. Stevenson. Here is Nish. Just touched away by Karapidis. Certainly paying close attention to Nish and Fletcher. Christian Nade missed a great chance to equalise, but they really had that under control. Nish, Ryden,
Hibs certainly gained confidence from that goal. Their Hearts have been knocked slightly, not keeping the ball as well.
Roche's cross, Nish. Suelos able to stay calm. In fact, it was Mikkel Yunus. Here is Abua. Now Aguiar. It's trickling down the line for Abua. Wallace has actually got himself into the box. He tried leapfrogging. He has got a free kick.
I'm not sure if Franklin can do anything about this.
Abua's about twice his size.
Yeah, but Hearts certainly have been rocked. The midfield area, they are giving possession away too much at the moment. And up front, Nade's not holding on to it. It's coming right back at them. But this is a chance.
Yes, it could be wicked in the wind, this. Bruno Aguiar standing over the free kick. Aguiar met by Bamba. In fact, Charlie Richmond's not happy, so it'll be taken again. And Bamba is the man that he wants to speak to, I think. Second time around. Aguiar again. Cleared by Rob Jones. Lewis doesn't seem in too much of a hurry to retrieve the ball. He will get a free kick now, tugged by Fletcher. Aguiar will come across and take this. Made his return after 18 months out injured here in October and scored a free kick. Not so good that time, although it's squirmed its way through to Nade.
Yeah, the wind again having an effect, and looking back on the goal, maybe the wind had an effect as well on the timing of Fletcher's header.
It's Colin Nish. And Lee Wallace with a tidy tackle. Could be a long throw for the Hungarian Rocha. It's aimed towards Nish. Foul on Palazuelos. We have a double header next weekend from the SPL. Kilmarnock against Motherwell Saturday from 11:30. And on Sunday we are off to Tannadice for Dundee United against Celtic. Stewart. Mikalunas, replacement for the injured driver. Aguiar keep that in? He can. Got Rob Jones for company. Robbie Nilsson coming to view soon. Venezuelos. Stevenson closing in on Nielsen. Karapidis dealing with Nish. Not a great touch from Mikalunas, but here's Robbie Nilsson. He's going to run through to Alan O'Brien though, and now John Rankin. O'Brien's quick, but not that quick. Late challenge on Wallace by O'Brien.
O'Brien just colliding with Wallace, but you do get the impression that Hibs will need a second goal, that's for sure. Mixu will know that. If they can get it, because Hearts don't tend to score too many goals in the SPL, that might be enough, even at this early stage. I'm sure he'd like to get that second goal before half-time.
Christian Nade catching Chris Hogg. He certainly felt his presence.
He's trying to make his presence felt, Nade, but I really think he's got to do more holding the ball up. That'll certainly make his presence felt. If he does that, his teammates around him need him to do it.
Bamba sends that towards Nish. It's away by Jonsson. Free kick for Colin Nish against Karapidis.
That's been a few now from Karapidis. Jonsson, he didn't have to make. Just putting them under a little bit more pressure.
Ryden then floating it towards a trio of tall players. And it ends in a free kick.
The target was obviously Rob Jones there, but there's 3 or 4 around him.
Stewart. For Mikalunas. Stevenson showing interest. Mikalunas offering little.
I'm sure given the choice, Stevenson would rather be up against Mikalunas than Ubua, as it was for the first half an hour.
Laszlo's Hearts in good form of late and opening up a little gap as they sit reasonably comfortably in third place. Although Dundee United aren't that far away, and Hearts are behind at their Edinburgh rivals Hibs. Stephen Fletcher with a goal, which looped over Janos Balog. Russia, Ryden, Karapidis fending off Fletcher, and corner.
I think Charlie Richmond gets this right. I think Karapidis is just looking for it. Yeah, absolutely. No contact there with Fletcher. Corner kick, Hibs.
In front of the Hearts fans. Ryden takes it, Fletcher's flick! Nudged away by Palazuelos. I think well got the last touch.
It's great delivery, front post. Nice little touch from Fletcher. Just asking to be headed in.
And Rocha's long throw, Nish. Bua sneaking it away, but it's Stevenson who decides to have a pop. He hasn't scored yet for Hibs in 70 odd games. Fancied it there.
Well, when they get the ball to Arden, or from set pieces, he is dangerous. It's a well worked routine, that one from training. Fletcher to the front post with a flick on.
Free kick, and Karapidis will be getting a stern warning at the very least here.
Well, for me it's a surprise because Karapidis, he took a dive to gain the advantage just a couple of minutes ago. The referee waved it away, but see, I think that's a booking offence for me. And now just again, it's been 2 or 3 challenges that they didn't have to make the 2 centre-halves for Hearts. So I think he's lucky there.
Well, he's certainly on a final warning. Yellow card surely coming Karapidis' way at some point. He carries on like he has been. Yet another free kick for Derek Ryden. Ball shout. It was a rather vague one from Hibs. It's Palazuelos. Stevenson snapping in with a challenge. There we are. Still down in the recent treatment.
The ball was certainly there to be won for Stevenson. He does win it. I think he follows through as well with his right leg. His right leg takes Aguiar as well. Took no prisoners there. It's a tasty tackle from the little left back.
There's Stevenson, Scottish under 21 international, clattering Bruno Aguiar, intent on winning the ball.
It's difficult on that because he does win the ball, but he also follows through. I think the referees can see that as a dangerous tackle.
He certainly took a fair chunk of the man.
It could be said that it's also two-footed, not particularly raised. Aguiar felt it.
Unsurprisingly, he's not getting much sympathy from the Hibs fans. Ryden testing Janos Balog. It was a little awkward. Just imagine if that had gone in.
I'm sure he didn't mean it.
Last 5 minutes of the first half. Aguiar's a return. It's a goal to the good. Looking for a rare Edinburgh derby success of late. Rocha. Well, it was a ball to Alan O'Brien that set up the first goal. O'Brien has a bit more to do this time. Needs assistance from Colin Nish. They get Jonsson. Nish has kept that in. Throw's gone against him.
It's just what O'Brien needs. The kind of player that he is on the right hand side. A wide player with real pace. If he's given 2 or 3 yards of space, he needs a midfield player to find him quickly, and Rocha's doing that.
Fletcher chasing Rob Jones's clearance. He's had a look around to see who's up there with him. Stewart. He sold Johnson a little short. Rocha quickly in on Aguiar.
Yes, at times the passing is being affected by the winds. Not easy conditions.
There's Palazuelos and Abua now to his left. Hearts forced into a change in this first half. Andy Driver suffering a hamstring injury. Palazuelos, and it's Lee Wallace, and it's Nade! And he really should have scored again, Nade. It's a nothing effort really from Christian Nade, and Abua has continued to waste it.
That was great play from Hearts. Fantastic play, in fact. And he just pokes at it, Nade. It's not composed. He doesn't believe in himself either. He's just got to get his foot right through that chance. Abua has a late shot, but yet again another chance for Nade, not taken.
He really does lack conviction in front of goal sometimes. Rob Jones did get across, but Hearts would have been expecting a bit more from Christian Nade, not for the first time in this game.
Yeah, for me, Rob Jones is too late if Nade gets something on it. He just sclaffed at it.
It is a bit breezy around Easter Road.
He's got to realise in Scotland, just dig a little hole for it, don't you?
Nish, he couldn't release Ryden. He has. Bit to do yet for Ryden. Waved by Karapidas. Free kick goes against this time and in favour of Karapidas. Nade chasing this. Rob Jones fending him off.
Certainly has been a good half. Plenty happening. Hearts came out early with pressure. Hibs hit the woodwork through Riordan, then got the goal. Hearts slowly trying to come back into it, but I think Hibs took so much confidence from the goal. They've ended the better team, really. Still very evenly balanced.
Nielsen's throw. Stewart. Wallace for Abua. Abua again. Aguiar. Calunas going to ground rather too easily. And this has put Fletcher away. Balog, where did this goal? Now then, Balog has taken out Fletcher. Charlie Richmond is having a little think about this. What colour is the car going to be for Balog? He's injured anyway. Even if he wasn't, he might pretend he was.
Well, the good thing is the referee is taking time over that, but what a pass from Nish. Fletcher got the touch. It's just how far wide is that ball going? Is Fletcher getting there? Is it a goal scoring chance? It's all the things going through the referee's head right now.
Well, he's going to have a chat with his assistant referee, Derek Rose, before he makes his decision.
Well, I'm thinking he'll go with the yellow here. We'll have to wait and see. Is the ball going wide enough?
Well, he's had a word with his assistant Charlie Richmond. The card is coming out. And Balog is still receiving treatment, so there might well be a further delay.
Well, it's good refereeing. He doesn't need to rush in there. The goalkeeper's down. He can have a think about it. He consulted his assistant. So certainly time spent over this decision.
Well, it could easily be a red. Will it be? Yes, it will be. No great surprise. Janos Balog is sent off, and Hearts are a goal down and a man down.
Well, you can read that a couple of ways. But having said it all, the referee took his time. He clearly thought it was a goal-scoring chance. Fletcher was taken out. And the goalkeeper suffers for it.
Well, Jamie McDonald is going to have to come on, and of course Hearts are going to have a rethink and a rejig. Balog walks, and I don't think he left Charlie Richmond with much option. Jamie McDonald usually only gets to play against Rangers, had an incredible run of matches just against them. It's only his 6th game for Hearts. It's his first taste of an Edinburgh derby, and it's another bitter blow for Hearts. They're a goal behind. They lost Andy Driver with a hamstring injury, and now they've had their keeper sent off, and that means that Bruno Aguiar is going to have to be replaced so that Jamie McDonald can come on.
Certainly is the worst possible ending, I suppose, other than a second goal down, but it doesn't get much worse than this, really. Down a man, another goalkeeper on, you lose Aguiar. It's not good signs for the second half for the visitors. It's certainly good for the home side, who've certainly gained in confidence after that goal.
Hibs haven't won many Edinburgh derbies lately. They have a massive chance to win this one. Hearts down to 10 men. A changing goal then. Aguiar having to make way to cover the keeper's arrival. And a free kick in the last moments of the first half. Ryden in towards Nish. Alan O'Brien. Here's Rankin, and Fletcher, vital block, Nish, and Hearts could have been 2 behind, and that would have made it very tricky for them. As it is, Stewart, a lovely ball to Nade. Now Bamba has tripped him, and that's going to be a free kick. And what a lively end to the first half of this Edinburgh derby.
It's all happening. It's a great ball here and driving run from Michael Stewart. And for me, Bamba just takes Nadi out there. He's not facing the right way. At this point, Michael Stewart gets caught as well, just making that pass, but certainly the Hearts players incensed.
Well, he's got to get a card surely. Sol Bamba. Yellow presumably. Charlie Richmond again rushing into matters, as once again the player concerned is injured anyway. He's having a chat with Lawrence Kerrigan, his other assistant. But he thought it was all going quite peacefully into the last few minutes, Charlie Richmond.
Well, the thing is Nadi going right through on the goalkeeper there. I think the weight of the pass was good from Michael Stewart. And again,
it's a red card as well for Sol Bamba. This is absolutely incredible. Hibs are also down to 10 men, and in stoppage time at the end of the first half, we've had 2 red cards. Astonishing.
It is, but by the letter of the law, they can both be red cards. It just depends on the first one with Fletcher. How wide is the ball going? Is it a clear goal-scoring chance for him? Is there a defender getting back? And on that one there, the weight of the pass was so good from Michael Stewart, but Bamba just takes Nadi out, and again he's right through in goal. So I think the referees get this right.
Well, it's levelled it out, but yes, 2 correct calls, you have to say. That was a big one to make as well for Charlie Richmond. And once again, he took his time, consulted his assistants, and the officials have been spot on. And a yellow card has been shown to Michael Stewart, who was involved in the furore afterwards.
There's a shock.
Most unlike him, eh? 51 minutes of this first half now.
I don't want it to stop.
Stewart! Oh! Sabatulski may well have held that onto the bar, but Hearts almost level on the stroke of half-time. This is proper derby fare right enough. It's Alan O'Brien steaming away now for Hibs, and there's a few options around. That's not one of them though, and Mikaluna's not taking any chances, pushing behind for a corner.
It's a great free kick from Michael Stewart, and what fingertips Sabatulski got to that one. Great save. What a lively end to this first half.
A corner for Hibs, and still the first half goes on, just in case you thought we were 7 minutes into the second. Ryden's corner, met by Abua. It is half-time, an explosive end to the half. Stephen Fletcher gave Hibs the lead in rather fortunate circumstances, and we were ambling towards half-time when suddenly Charlie Richmond had to show 2 red cards. What a piece for Hearts and for Hibs. O'Brien's cross, Fletcher's header, didn't catch it right, but it looped over Balog. And as Fletcher closed in for a second just before half-time, Balog took him out, he had to go, he did go, and then moments later, so did Bamba, first denying Christian Nade a burst towards goal. Both teams down to 10 men. A captivating end to the half. And at the break, it's Hibs 1, Hearts 0.